Hello guys, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Okay, so today we are going to learn about various topics, and these topics are recycling and its types. Then we are going to see design for recyclability. After that, we'll see the terminologies associated with the sustainable design. Then next we will see what is social innovation and its importance. And at the end we are going to see the examples of social innovation. So let's start our lecture with understanding of recycling. So what is recycling? Recycling is nothing but it is the recovery of materials or components from products for processing of new products. So ultimately what is happening? Recycling means reutilizing the existing product or components. So we are going to use the existing material as well as the component. So there are various types of recyclings are available, which includes metal recycling, plastic recycling, components recycling, then paper recycling. Apart from all these methods, there are other methods are available for the recycling as well. Okay, so now let's move to the next topic, and what is that? Design for recyclability. Remember, whenever we are talking about design for recyclability or design for manufacturing, the last term is our objective, and here we are talking about design for recyclability. So recyclability is our objective. So what it says that here our objective is to the design of the product for recyclability by selecting the recyclable materials, right? So being a designer, we must thought about to develop or as well as consider the recyclable materials so that our objective of recyclability can be achieved. So there are various points associated with this design for recyclability. And what are those? Let's see one by one. So in the wake of concept of sustainable development, there has always been a thrust on environmental preservation in the manufacturing sector, because we are talking about the materials and we are going to develop the product as well as recycle it later. So the manufacturing sector is the most associated sector with the recyclability part. Now comes to the next point, and what it says that various government regulations and circulars have been issued to employ the concept of design for recycling. Because why government is saying to go for the design for recycling? Because you can reuse the existing material, and if you are using the existing material, the burden on the mother nature will be lesser. Okay, so that is the second point. Now there are various points as well as some regulations have been given to develop the green products. Okay, so these regulations are also known as the design guidelines. So the first guideline is increase efficiency of energy use while considering the environmental impact. What does it mean? So here you can see the example. Being a designer, you must try to develop the energy efficient appliances. Okay, here in the left hand side you can see there are two pictures. In that picture, one picture is of 3 star and another picture is of 5 star. So more color stars equals to more saving, right? So if you are going to increase the energy efficiency, right, ultimately lesser impact will be there on the environment. Okay, so that is the first guideline. Now comes to the next guideline, and that guideline is minimize the amount of material used. So being a designer, you must try to design a product in such a way that the utilized material, okay, that material could be metal, glass, plastic, fabric, concrete, wood, ceramic, rubber, etc. Okay, so you must try to minimize the amount of material used. Now comes to the third guideline, and what it says that you must try to use recyclable as well as the biodegradable materials wherever possible for the remanufacturing, right? Ultimately, recyclable products such as wood, bamboo, baggies, weight, cotton and flax, polylactic acid, cork, etc., right, as well as biodegradable materials are possible to reutilize, right? So ultimately what is going to happen? Again we are talking about recyclability. So use these biodegradable materials or the recyclable materials to develop the newer product. Now comes to the some terminologies associated with the sustainable design. Okay, so these terminologies has been evolved over the time. So we are going to see one by one what are these terminologies are. So the first terminology is green design. So what is the meaning of green design? Basically, green design focuses on a single issues. Okay, and these single issues can be anything like the inclusion of recycled material or the recyclable plastic, consideration of energy consumption, utilize proper manufacturing process, anyone. Okay, so we are just focused on the single issues at a time. Okay, so these type of design comes under the category of green design. Now comes to the second type of terminology, and what is that? Eco design. So what is the meaning of eco design here? So here in eco design, environmental considerations are considered at each stage of the design process. So design process basically considers three phases. Okay, so the first phase is concept generation. Second step is embodiment design, which includes product architecture, parametric design, as well as the configuration design. And the last phase is detailed design. So ultimately what we have to do, we have to consider environmental conditions or environmental consideration through all these design steps. So these comes under the eco design. Now comes to the third type of terminology, and what is that? Design for sustainability. So what is the meaning of design for sustainability? Here we are going to see. So design that considers the environmental such as resource use and of life impact of the product, as well as social impact of the product. So ultimately, in simple definition, what we can say, design for sustainability includes your design stage, development stage, as well as the disposal, right? So throughout the complete process we are talking about the sustainability, right? So the next terminology is sustainability. Okay, so what is sustainability means? Sustainability is nothing but it is considered to be more of a direction, right? Than a destination that we will actually reach. So throughout the process, we have to consider the concept of sustainability to achieve the sustainable design, right? So these are the terminologies associated with the sustainable design. Now we'll move further for the next topic, and that topic name is social innovation, right? So here the question will come, sir, what is social innovation? So the answer is here. So what is social innovation? It is nothing but a process of developing and deploying effective solutions to challenging and often systematic social and environmental issues in support of social progress. In simple definition, we can say social innovation is nothing but a process of developing and deploying effective solutions to uplift the society, right? So we are going to adopt some solution, right? By this we are going to help the lower class of the society, as well as we will think about the innovation in terms of social innovation, right? So what is the importance of social innovation? Now we are going to see. Okay, so one by one we'll see the importance of social innovation. So basically it leads to system thinking. Social innovation also helps to learning and adaptation, then sustainability and resilience, then it increases the scalability as well as replicability, then creativity and innovation, because now the people from various fields are coming for the innovation. So creativity and innovation will increase definitely, right? Empathy and user centeredness, then collaboration and co-creation, and the last one is social impact, right? So ultimately by social innovation we can leads to all these factors, right? So here is the importance of social innovation. Now we will move towards the examples of social innovation. So what are those examples of social innovation? Here I have mentioned only four, but these examples are not limited, right? There are n numbers of examples are available for social innovation, right? So let's talk about some first example, that is charter school. So what is charter school? Basically, these schools are publicly funded primary or secondary schools that operate free from some of the regulations that typically apply to public school. So people like me, people like you can innovate the method and teach the students of those schools, right? So here administrators, teachers and parents thus have the opportunity to develop innovative teaching methods, right? So ultimately, like if some person has the good quality, they can be the part of charter schools, right? They can help the students to uplift in terms of sociality. Okay, now the second option and the second example is emission trading. What is emission trading? Basically, our government has launched a pollution control program that uses economic incentives to reduce emissions. In simple language, I can say that government has created some kind of limits. Okay, if any company has crossed that limit, so they will be penalized. Okay, but if any company is within that limit or below the limit, government will give the incentive to them. Okay, so they can use this incentive for development of their other businesses. Okay, that comes under the emission trading. Now comes to the next example, and that is fair trade. And what is that? Fair trade is nothing but it is an organized movement that establishes high trade standard for all products, right? So by certifying traders that pay producers a living wage and meet other social and environmental standards. So ultimately, what is happening in the fair trade? A system is being developed, right, in between the buyer and seller, and the brokers are neglected as well as avoided there, so that farmers as well as the sellers, they can get a proper benefit of their crops as well as their products. So that comes under the fair trade. Now come to the last example, and that is the fourth one. And what is that? Plantation. So for plantation, many government, private organizations are coming forward to save the environment, as well as they are involving various common people for social awakening, right? So these are just four example of social innovation. Other examples are also there where you can think about the society as well as the upliftment of the lower class as well as the sustainability achievement. Okay, so this was all about the social innovation, importance of social innovation, as well as the examples of social innovation. If you like the lecture, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Thank you.